Imagine that everything you long for is already here waiting for you. If that were true, how would the way you ask change? Jacobo Grinberg, known for exploring the mysteries of consciousness, said that our perception of reality is deeply connected to our mind. It's not just about what we think, but how we think. Today we will dive into a concept that will transform the way you understand the act of asking, because whether you realize it or not, you are always asking. When we hear the word ask, we might think of something verbal, words directed outward, perhaps to a higher power we imagine outside of ourselves. But asking is much more than that. Your requests happen before you open your mouth. It is a constant dialogue that takes place in the most intimate space of your being, your mind. Think about it. Every thought you have is a statement to the universe. Every image, every emotion you allow to grow inside you is shaping the way you experience life. For example, when you want something, you might say, I want success, love, abundance. But if deep in your mind you harbor thoughts like, I don't deserve it, it's too hard, or, who am I to have that? You are sending a contradictory message, and that inner message is the one that prevails. Asking is not an occasional act. It is a state of being. It is the sum of your dominant thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. If your mind is a river, your requests are the current that flows through it, always moving. The most important thing you must understand is that you cannot stop asking even if you wanted to. Whether consciously or unconsciously, your mind is always communicating something. Every time you worry about the future, doubt your abilities, or even feel gratitude and love, you are asking. You are sending a message to the universe that says, give me more of this. The problem is that many of our requests are chaotic. Imagine you want to plant a beautiful garden, but every day you plant different seeds. In the end, what grows is chaos. This is how we often build our reality, asking for abundance but at the same time fearing scarcity. The key is to become aware of this inner dialogue, observe what messages you are sending and how that reflects in your life. When you align your thoughts with what you truly desire, you begin to transform your reality from within. Think of your mind as a mirror. If you hold up an image of fear or lack in front of it, that is what it will reflect. But if you hold up an image of fullness and certainty, the mirror will have no choice but to return it. Here is a principle that seems simple but can be revolutionary if you apply it. Reality is an effect, not the cause of your experiences, but a reflection of what happens inside you. Many times we try to change our life by manipulating effects. For example, if you want success, you might think you have to work harder. But if you still believe in your mind that you are not worthy of that success, all your efforts will be in vain. To change your reality, you must first change the cause, and the cause is always in your mind. Look at people who seem to have a life full of fulfillment. It's not just about their actions but about their internal state. These people have learned to live in harmony with their desires, to hold a clear vision of what they want, and most importantly, to believe that they already have it. Changing the cause means focusing your energy on what really matters, your inner state. Have you noticed how your thoughts can shape your day? If you wake up thinking, today will be a difficult day, your mind will constantly look for evidence that confirms that expectation. However, if you wake up feeling grateful and open to receiving the best in life, it's as if the universe aligns to give you reasons to feel that way. The key is to learn to communicate with that force some call universal intelligence, quantum field, or God. It doesn't matter what name you use, the essential thing is to understand that this force responds not only to what you say but to what you are. A common mistake is thinking that to ask, we need to use specific words, adopt formal postures, or perform complex rituals. But a powerful request doesn't require any of that. The true request is a state of alignment, the moment your mind, emotions, and intention are in coherence. For example, if you say, I want abundance, but inside you feel fear or lack, your state of being is not aligned with what you're asking for. It's like wanting to listen to clear music on a radio tuned to the wrong frequency. The frequency you emit must match the reality you want to attract. Here comes the concept that this higher power is not separate from you, not somewhere far away waiting for you to find it. It is inside you, present every moment. To access it, you don't need to look outside. You need to return to yourself. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that everything you desire is already fulfilled. Don't think about how or the steps to get there, just feel how it would be to live that reality. You can feel peace, gratitude, and trust. This is the language that this higher intelligence understands. Beyond words, it responds to your vibration, the emotional frequency you maintain. Speaking of emotional frequency, if you had to describe the predominant emotion of your day in one word, what would it be? Write it down. This could help you understand if your vibration is blocking what you ask for. The most effective request is not always the one you say out loud. Often, it's the request that happens silently in moments when your mind is calm and open. It's the moment you recognize that you don't need to struggle for your desires because they are already available to you. You have an intimate conversation with that higher power within you, not as someone who begs but as someone who gives thanks. You don't need to convince this power to give you what you want. You just need to align with it. Think of a mountain. When you want water, you don't climb the mountain to look for it. Instead, you create a channel that allows the water to flow toward you. That's how your requests work. It's not about reaching for something but opening a path for what you desire to flow naturally into your life. Many people fall into the trap of believing they must do something extraordinary to earn what they want. We think we have to work harder, sacrifice, or prove our worth, but this mindset disconnects us from our true nature. The universe doesn't reward you for your effort. It only responds to your inner state. If you live in a constant state of need, that's what you will keep attracting. But if you live from a state of certainty, gratitude, and fullness, the universe will reflect that back to you. To change the cause, you need to learn to declare with intention. This means your thoughts and emotions must align with what you want to create. It's not enough to say, "I want happiness." You need to live as if that happiness is already a reality in your life. The next time you want to ask for something, do this. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Visualize what you desire, but not as something in the future. Imagine it is already here. Allow that vision to awaken emotions in you: gratitude, joy, peace. Repeat mentally, "Thank you because it is already mine." This simple exercise transforms your inner state and aligns your mind with the reality you want to manifest. By understanding that asking is more than using words, that it is a constant inner dialogue, you become a conscious creator of your life. Your reality will no longer be defined by chance or circumstances but by what you choose to plant in your mind. Asking is not about doing but about being. It is a state of communion with that higher power that lives in you, a silent conversation that has the power to transform everything around you. But how can you stay in that state of coherence amid life's daily challenges? The key is to practice presence. Being aware of your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs allows you to identify when you are moving away from what you really want to manifest. This doesn't mean you must avoid emotions like fear or doubt, but that you learn to observe them without letting them define your vibration. Imagine you are the sky and your thoughts are the clouds. Some clouds are light and beautiful, while others are dark and heavy. Yet the sky never stops being the sky no matter how the clouds are. When you identify with your negative thoughts, it's like forgetting you are the sky and becoming the cloud. But when you learn to observe your thoughts, you realize you always have the option to choose which ones to feed. Suppose you want to attract more abundance into your life, but you notice that you continuously have thoughts like, "It's never enough," or "I don't know if I can do it." Instead of fighting those thoughts, simply observe them and ask yourself, "Does this reflect the reality I want to create?" By becoming aware of them, you can replace them with thoughts more aligned with your desires, like, "I am surrounded by abundance," or "I trust that everything comes to me." Remember that the universe doesn't just listen to your words, it listens to your frequency. You can repeat positive affirmations all day, but if deep inside you feel lack or fear, that is what the universe will reflect. That's why cultivating a state of gratitude and certainty is essential. Gratitude is a powerful tool because it automatically places you in the frequency of what is already fulfilled. You cannot feel gratitude for something that does not exist. So by being grateful, you declare that it is already yours. In a way, it's not about asking but about remembering. Remembering that you are already connected to everything you need, that within you dwells an infinite force ready to manifest your deepest desires. Receive a warm embrace, and for now, I say goodbye, grateful for your company and wishing you all the good that life has to offer. Stay awake.